Hello, good day, good evening, good morning, good night, whatever time of day it may be while you're tuning in. Thank you for joining me. My name is Sarah, coming to you from Northeast Ohio. It has been just a couple weeks since I last posted. Last time I was talking about all of my autumn plans or options. Today I just have a regular old let's talk about my whips and get you all updated on what I've been doing. As I feel the rest of the internet and world, have been completely embracing fall. I love all seasons, but I do always love the transitioning to the next season. I just always feel like the timing ends up being just perfect. And I feel like I've been knitting like crazy. For me, at least, it seems like I'm making really good progress on a lot of things. So I have 3 finished objects to show. Oh my gosh. They're all just socks though, so they're small projects. So we'll get to it. I don't remember where I was when I last showed my whips. So I don't think that I showed these, but these are my Maine Coast socks by Summerly Knits. And then this is just a, let me show, I can never put socks on a blocker, right? It shouldn't seem very difficult. This is a yarn by, this is my sock squad who does that. Farmer's Daughter Fibers. This was an old sock squad from like earlier this year. I was part of that for a few months this year. So one done, super exciting. And then these are, I did show these last time. So this is where I was the last time. I had the cuff. I was doing these 2 at a time, but on separate needles. So they're basically both at the same spot. But these are done. These I had originally bought this yarn for. It's called Monarch Caterpillar by Dion Yarns. She's on Etsy, or he or she. The shop is on Etsy. I bought this colorway to make my husband socks, which I have already done for his birthday. These are the gold and black are our school district's colors, and then he is also a Steelers fan, so it worked out for him. So I had enough on purpose to make myself a set of striped socks as well. So I am officially ready for our next football game on Friday. I do have still like enough left to make probably my youngest a pair, but for some reason he doesn't want a pair, so I don't know what's up with that. He apparently has no school spirit, so I might still make them because what else am I going to do with the leftover yarn? But we'll see. So anyway, so sock pair number 2 done. And then these last ones are, where's my ball of yarn at? These are just Patton's Croy socks in the colorway 70 stripes. And I swear I whipped these out so fast. I love these colors so much, and I love them all together. And then I just used for the heel and toe, I used, I don't know, what is that? Knit Picks Stroll in navy. I really don't like doing heels particularly, and I don't love doing toes in striped yarn. When it's striped, it's just like a me thing. It drives me personally crazy to do that. So I always try to use a contrasting heel and toe. I finished these in, I think it was like exactly 1 week, because I cast these on last Saturday and I finished them yesterday, which was Saturday. So a week and a day, depending on how you count your days. But I technically cast them on Saturday night, so I feel like it's like a week. I think that I just knit socks way faster on Magic Loop. I did these 1 at a time on Magic Loop. I am not a fan of 2 at a time on Magic Loop unless I'm having yarn, like questionable yarn issues, or I need to make sure socks match exactly. But I really think that I am a fan of single sock magic loop. I just feel like I knit these really fast. These and these are just vanilla sock. These I did on 9-inch circular, and I realized that my gauge is a little bit, gauge is so weird, right? And I don't know why I'm just now paying attention to it, like years into knitting. But I did these on 9-inch Haya, I think, circulars. And then I did these on magic loop. But my tension on magic loop, let me see if I can say this right. My tension on magic loop is looser than my tension on 9-inch circulars. So I went down a needle size on my magic loop to get a tighter gauge. I think I said that right. Anyway, whatever. I'm still learning. So these are all done. 3 pairs of socks ready to go. I'm so excited. So yeah, so those are all my finished objects. Now let's talk about whips. And I do have a whip dilemma that I need to talk about, but I think I already know what I'm going to do, but I still need to like talk about it. I went right on ahead after I finished my 70s stripes socks and started I'm in the middle of a round. I hate when I do that. Started another pair for my cousin. She has a bit smaller feet than I do. And she likes shorty socks also. So I think what I'm going to start doing with my extras from my socks are make her socks, because I think have enough. I guess I'll find out after I finish these. But anyway, so I started 70s stripes socks. Again, this is the Patton's Croy sock yarn. I just did like 13 cuff, I think. And then, I don't know, 4 and a half stripes for the leg. And then I'm on the heel right now, doing the same navy knit pick stroll for the heel and the toes. And then I figured if for some reason I run out, wherever I run out on the foot, I'll just add in the knit pick stroll navy like at that point and knit till the end, because she won't care. So yeah, so I'm glad that I'm finding a use for my extra yarn, because I just like, you just like end up with all this like random yarn, and I'm really, really, really not a like scrappy projects type of person. So I just end up having all this yarn sitting. And my youngest does like knit socks, but he has to be like in the mood for them. So I'd rather them go to my cousin. She really likes them a lot, so might as well. And then, oh, look how cute. This is a new bag that I got from Ginger Snap Fibers. Little ghosts. Aren't they so cute? And then, what is the inside on this one? Oh yeah. I cannot resist polka dots. So there's that. Here's her little tag. I'm not sure if I have purchased a lot of her bags before. I've talked about her in the past. But yeah, so I like this bag. I got this in another bag too. It's just wider. So I liked that. Instead of it being taller, it's wider. And it's perfect, if not even oversized for socks. So it would be perfect for like a little shawl or something too. So I like that. So that's that. Let's talk about my problem whip. No, let's not talk about that. Let's save that for last. I showed this in my autumnal options video. I am so excited. I'm like, I can't get over this. So I'm working on the Moby sweater for a gift knit for my cousin. I had a little bit done. I don't remember how much I had done, but I had a little bit done in the last video, and I have a lot more done now. I have, oh my gosh. So this is how much I have done. I knit one full skein so far of the, I'm using the Respun 100% recycled polyester Lion brand yarn in the color Alpine. So I love these because they're ginormous. So this is 284 grams or 10 ounces. So I knit one whole one of these in the body and then purposely stopped because I wanted to I have the neckband done as well. I wanted to do the neckband and then pick up for the sleeves just so that I could get a better idea of sizing. Gift knits make me really nervous, especially when it's something as big as like a sweater. So I've been using my husband to like try it on throughout. He's a little bit smaller than the size that I'm making, but it's better than nothing. So I am going to do the sleeves next and then finish the body from there so I just can have proper sizing. But I am so happy with how this is turning out. And then the back's the same if you're not familiar with the pattern. This is a beast, like for me. I've done so many new techniques and just things in general. I've never done an all over texture. I've never done so much of what this pattern has allowed me to do. And oh my God, I kind of can't believe it. Like, I can't believe I'm making this. I don't know. It's so cool to me. I'm like, oh, I love it. It's awesome. And he's going to love it too. I have really just learned so much. I already said that. Sorry. I'm just so excited. I'm like literally beside myself that it looks like this. This, I will tell you though, has not come without issues and tears, user errors, all user errors. It had started a long time ago. I started this back in April and I had read the pattern all wrong and my gauge was off because I didn't understand the importance of gauge swatching back then and all of that. So I had put it away for quite a few months, and then obviously it's the end of September, so I knew I needed to get started back on this again because I didn't want to be under a lot of pressure to get it done by Christmas. I really actually would like to have it done by the end of October is my goal. So as soon as I got the hang of it, it really did go pretty fast. I'm not very confident in being able to read my knitting in such a highly textured pattern yet, so I do follow the charts very precisely. I have a highlighter where I'm highlighting each row or each grid box or whatever as I do it, and then yeah, I don't know, but I was most worried about the neckband, and my husband just tried it on this morning and he was able to get it on and off perfectly fine, so I'm excited. So I'm going to probably start picking up sleeves. I mean, I might even start tonight. Why not, right? So we'll see. Oh my God. It looks so good. It looks so good. I'm so excited. I'm hoping that it does block out like a bit more too, or relax. I don't know. I'm not sure what polyester yarn does, like if it'll even bloom or block out or anything like that, but we'll see. And I guess worst case, if it doesn't fit my cousin, I'll just make him a new one and I'll keep this, or I'll give it to my husband and it'll stink, but A for effort. It's the thought that counts, right? So yeah, so that's my big doozy of a knit going on right now. And then so my problem. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I hate when people do this. It's just been so dry in our house. I'm sorry. Okay. In this bag lives my lightweight Raglan pullover, which is a project that my girlfriend and I are working on our knit night, which we have most Thursdays. We are both doing the same project. She's doing hers in this beautiful Malabrigo yarn that she is striping, and it's amazing. And then I'm doing mine in the recommended yarn, which is the Sweet Grass. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Is it Sweetgrass? I don't know. Y'all are probably tired of hearing about it, to be honest. I don't know where. Here it is. Sweetgrass. It's 65% organic cotton, 35% superfine alpaca, and then it's in the colorway buckwheat beige. You can trust me. That's what it says. Okay, so very quick rewind to several. So this also is a project that's been lingering for a really long time. We started this in March, and then we had to stop knit nights for a while in the summertime just because schedules were crazy, but I was still working on mine. And then I had realized several inches into the body that my knitting was twisted. Like, no matter how hard you try. Anyway, it happens. So I had chucked it in a corner for a little while. I couldn't even think about it, didn't want to deal with it. And then we resumed knit nights, and I was like, okay, This is, you knit the sleeves first and then it's body up. So I was like, I already literally have 2 sleeves done. So you have to finish it. I mean, obviously the sleeves aren't as much work as like the body, but I have 2 sleeves done. Okay. So anyway, so restarted it, checked it 5 million times to make sure that my knitting was not twisted. It was not. It's amazing. All the things. So it's been several weeks since I've showed this. So let me just, it's of course the hem is rolled up a little bit, but so I was here. So I've gotten this much done over, I don't know, 2 or 3 knit nights. Okay. So this is my, first of all, can we just take a minute, and I know I've talked about this already, but appreciate this corded, is it called a corded stitch? That sounds right. So this is done at the sleeve ends and then the bottom hem, and then I think you do it at the neck of the garment also, but it's so cool. I wonder if I can show it properly. I don't know, is it going to show up? It's just like, oh God, it really does look so good. Okay, so this is my dilemma, and I think I already know what I'm going to do. I have talked before, and I should have like clued into this. I have talked before that when knitting back and forth, my purl stitches are much looser than my knit stitches. So I realized this on my Emmanuel tee that I was knitting several months ago, and I had to restart it, and I have to size down. I can't remember how much I have to size down, but it's either 1/2 millimeter or a whole millimeter. No, a whole millimeter sounds a lot. I have to size down. I can't remember how much. So when restarting this, there are sections that are, I assume, optional, but you knit short rows. Let me see if I can get it. You knit short rows in the front and in the back to create a, what is it called? I don't know, like a swooped hem. So to do short rows, it's knitting back and forth. I did not take into account that my purl stitching is looser than my knit stitching. I didn't notice it while I was doing it, but now that I'm doing stockinette in the round, it's like, it looks so bad to me. My gauge is so vastly different. Okay, so let's examine. Okay, so this is my gauge on my knitting, my stockinette. And then this, I mean, you can literally see the line. Oh my God, it's terrible. Oh my God. Okay, so these are my options. So I was thinking about this at my last knit night, and I was actually just going to restart it right then and there. But I didn't have any extra needles with me, and my girlfriend didn't have the sizes that I needed. So then I was like, okay, let's talk this through. Either I rip it all out and I don't do anything tonight, which is okay, or I keep knitting it and I see if I can somehow fix it in blocking. I don't know what that would quite mean for me to be able to do that, but I could do that. Maybe. I don't even know if it's a thing. Okay, but the thing is I like the gauge of up here, right? I don't like this looser gauge. Plus it needs to match my sleeves, which is the tighter gauge, like the stockinette gauge. So I'm like, well, I don't even know how I would fix that in blocking. I feel like I would accidentally like be overly aggressive with the top half of it, and then it would just be, I feel like I would mess it up. Okay. So then I was like, well, or I just leave it, and I leave it. And then knowing that maybe I'm most likely going to be like tucking the shirt in, at least in the front, and I would never be looking at it from the back. But then I know my brain, and that will just drive me crazy. So then I was like, well, I can just, again, go back to blocking, see what it looks like after I block it, and see how much of a discrepancy there is. And if it's really, really bad, then maybe I can do like surgery on it. And I can just cut out at the where the short rows end and the stockinette begins, and redo the German short rows and then surgery it back together. And that sounds like a lot of work. So what I'm gonna do, as much as it pains me, I'm gonna rip it back and start over for the third time. I'm going to, though, at least pick up the stitching like above the corded stitches, because that's a huge pain in the butt. Like, I don't know if you've ever done a corded stitch. It is horrible. Like, it's a horrible, completely unenjoyable process. And if it didn't have this detail in it, I would never like add the detail to a garment. I mean, I say that now, but it does look really cool. So all these inches, which is like a really lot of inches, are going to get ripped back all the way down to here, which also means ideally I would have the short rows, which are in the front and the back, redone by knit night this Thursday, so that I don't accidentally mess them up doing them at my girlfriend's house, because, you know, we're chit-chatting, we like to watch trash TV, and so I don't want to be distracted and then mess up my German short rows and have to do it for a fourth time. So the bright side, I'm getting really confident with short row shaping. I don't know. I mean, literally, what would you do? I'm going to rip it back. I'm just curious, like, would this bother other people? Like, this really bothers me. Like, that's a big difference. And I just feel so stupid because I just went through this with the Emmanuel tee and having to redo that because of my gauge. Again, this is why gauge swatching is important, right? Because I would have realized that on my gauge swatch. Lesson learned, I guess. I'm still going to mess my projects up, but so yeah. But can we talk about these needles for a minute? These are the Addi Turbo Twist Squared, Turbo Squared. They're actually, you're not gonna be able to see it, but they're actually like square. Oh, you can't, I don't know how to show it, but they're square, and I find these needles very enjoyable. That's all I have to say about it. It really bums me out. Like, it really bums me out, especially after like seeing that, and then after I did have quite a few issues with the Moby sweater, just getting used to reading such like it's a beast compared to the garments that I've knit in the past. Like, the other garments I've knit are just literally like Raglan sweaters. So it was a lot, but I'm super proud of myself about the Moby. You always learn something, right? So, but oh my God, this is just, yeah, I guess I'm not going to pick up sleeves on my Moby sweater tonight. I think I'm going to restart this. Maybe cry about it. I don't know. But anyway, that's all my knitting for today. TV and reads. I have been, I don't know why, but I've been able to watch a lot of TV and listen to a lot of audiobooks, so I don't know where I'm getting extra time from, but it is existing. My husband and I finished the series Chimp Crazy. That was on HBO Max. That was bananas. I don't know if anybody's watched it, but that was crazy. I also watched the movie To the Bone. I think that's what it's called, To the Bone, on Netflix. It's an older movie, but it has the gal Emily from Emily in Paris in it, and I really like her. So I watched that. That has, I mean, I'm sure it says it on there, but it has like trigger warnings. It's about like anorexia and mental health and eating disorders and things. I also finished the series Never Have I Ever. That's on Netflix. That's written and produced by Mindy Kaling. I loved that show a lot. I'm always watching My 600-Pound Life. I started the show How to Die Alone. That is on Hulu. I really like it. It's like a funny romantic, no, I don't know how they classify it, but I think it's funny. It like basically all takes place in an airport. And that is a series that comes out like weekly, so it was nice. I could like binge the first couple of episodes, and now I'm kind of like waiting and watching it week by week. And then I am finishing up the last part of the last season of Emily in Paris. I've always really liked that show too. So reading, which for me again means audiobooks. I don't enjoy reading books. I listen to audiobooks while I'm knitting or cleaning or doing laundry or whatever. I have read The Mystery Guest by Nita Prose. This is a sequel to her first book. Was it just called Molly the Maid? I can't remember, but I loved both of the books very, very much. They were very, it was like it wasn't a thriller, but it was like a murder mystery, but a very light, meaning like it wasn't suspenseful. You weren't on the edge of your seat. It didn't leave you like scared or like looking over your shoulder or anything like that. So I liked both of those books a lot. I read or listened to The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I really enjoy her. It seems like there's very mixed reviews on her writing. She got popular after she wrote The Guest List. I think that's what it was called, The Guest List. I loved it. It was part of a book club that I used to be a part of, and a lot of the people in the book club didn't like it, but I really liked it. I'm also very easy to please when it comes to writing. But she very much is like, her books, the 3 books that I've read of hers are all thriller, murder mysteries, right? Yeah, like murder mysteries, thriller, suspense, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like does such a great job writing in a way that the killer could literally be anybody in the story that she's writing about. And then she just like ties it all together really nicely in the end. I don't know. I really like her stories a lot. I also read The Hunting Party. That was listened to The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley recently as well. That's on my list here. And I liked that one too. I also listened to None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Huge Lisa Jewell fan. I have read, I think, the majority of her books. So I'm just still picking up and like listening to like the last few when other books I have are like on a wait list. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. And then I'm currently listening to We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This was recommended from another podcast I watch. I can't remember. It was something I was just watching this weekend. She recommended it. So far, so good. I'm like 50% of the way through that. So that's where I'm at right now. And that's it. Let's keep this short and sweet. Okay? Hopefully it won't be too long until my next update. I just, every time I go to try to record, I don't know, 1,000,001 things pop up. It's been like a really, really weird couple of weeks around here for my family and I. So, anyway, that's it. But we're all good. I'm good. We went to a college fair today, which freaks me out that I have kids that are like thinking about college already. We went with my freshman. Our junior was supposed to go as well, but he ended up being tied up with a little too much homework to be able to sneak away for that. So we took our freshman, and it was really enjoyable and kind of crazy and a little overwhelming because we as parents weren't really sure what we should be asking and things like that. So it's just, I don't know, it like blows my mind that I have high school kids that are thinking about college. But yes, so that's been exciting. And then my son, I believe said last time, has his driver's license now. So that's been like a whole weird thing too, like having a driver in the house and like not having to quite worry about after school activities and how he and his brother are getting to and from places. And I don't know, it's weird, but it's fun. It's so fun to watch our kids grow up and see the people they're becoming. So, all right. That is really all. I'm going to go. I hope that you guys have a great day and I will see you soon.